Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 507, recording live on Wednesday, May 17th. I'm one of your hosts, Mo.
I'm Adriel.
And I'm Kyle.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello, lovely gentlemen.
Who's ready to talk about guns?
Yeah. You want to just start it off hot and fresh?
Good. You want me to get going?
Well,
all right.
Host.
We have something special for you this evening. Adriel's got a great review that you're going to all get to hear live. So go ahead, Adriel. Tell us all about it.
Okay, I'm gonna go maxi view here so that people can take it in. All the early people that get on, they're getting a full meal deal.
Yeah.
My High Point came in the mail. Yeah, this is the High Point 995 TS Carbine.
Wow.
It's a 9mm PCC made by High Point, and it is pretty weird. There's so many design choices on this gun that are just bizarre. It's like, you know how one thing I really like about Savage bolt action rifles, they're cheap in the right places. I got like a cheaply made magazine, but it works. They've got like the stock is kind of cheap. It's kind of flimsy, but it's okay. And then the bolt uses a floating head on it. It's, they're very accurate. This is like they cheaped out in like really weird places that you shouldn't cheap out on. And then they added some features on that aren't available on any other gun. One of them is right here. See this gap? So I saw that. I'm like, oh fuck, is that an adjustable length butt pad? Can I adjust? No, it's spring loaded. It's got suspension.
What caliber is that? Is that 9mm?
300 Win Mag. That's why they need the. Yeah, that's
okay.
why they need.
Oh,
this.
okay. Yeah.
You need that for 300 Win. No, it's 9mm. It moves, which is why did they put that on there? So odd, right? And then it keeps coming. Okay, so you see like how I've got the sling on the right side of the gun when I'm a lefty, when I'm righty. Everything on this gun is, by the way, is not ambi. It's left side charge, right side eject only. It's magazine drop only for a right-hander. And if you actually try shooting this as a lefty, you may hit the magazine release with your finger, depending on where you put your hand. So right-handed only.
Well, see, I approve of that decision.
I don't mind that decision either, but the sling swivels. So if you follow their instructions on how to put the slings on, you actually pull a couple of these screws, because the whole thing's screwed together, right? Cross screws in between two halves of a gun. And if you look here, there's the bolts there, and they have like these pressed in nuts on the other side. They're not even nuts; they're knurled and they're pressed in. You can't reverse them. Well, I guess you could. You could blow it out the other side, right? Just hammer the crap out of it with a drift and punch it out. But assuming that that's not what they made it for, I put my sling on according to how they had it, and it goes on that side of the gun, and it's terrible to carry. You carry this thing, and the stupid grip jams into your back. Look at this. It carries like trash. It's so bad. But like they could have picked, like it's just replacing a screw. They could have picked like, oh, put it on that screw or something like that, or that screw somewhere else. But I put on exactly where they told me to put it on, and it's a bad spot. So like, yeah, like interesting stuff like that. And then, the safety is, this weird doohickey here. Oh, I need to put the bolt forward. 1 second. Okay, bolts forward. There's the safety. Okay, fine. Yeah. The trigger, it's a trigger. It's not very good, and it's a rotating piece of plastic there. Wow. But and the mag release is fine. The magazines are a single stack, not compliant with their single stack 9mm pistol. They have a single stack 9mm pistol. This magazine is incompatible with it. They don't fit each other. Why?
Because reasons.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And then there's stuff on here. Okay, I mentioned the shock absorbing butt pad there, right? Um, this plate here. You see this plate? You know what that's doing? It's got a spring-loaded push pin on this side. That's how you take it apart. You push that push pin in, and then you rotate the plate over, and then you can remove the push pin. Isn't that bizarre? Like
Yeah.
you could put an
Well.
E-clip on this side. You could use a regular pin, no spring on it, and an E-clip, and it would be just fine. You don't need the
Yeah.
spring on there. You don't need the plate. You don't need all the extra little stuff. Oh, why? Why? Because now you have to make a plate. You have to rivet the stupid thing in place. You have to mold in a little stop for the plate to swivel to. What an odd reason. The sights, okay, rear sight, it's got ghost ring sights. I actually like the sights, but even they're kind of bizarre. Okay, so we got a fully adjustable rear sight, adjustable for windage and elevation. They're not like clicky or anything like that, but who cares? The front sight is elevation adjustable. Why? Why do you need the rear sight to be adjustable and the front sight to
Well,
be
because it's a
adjustable?
long range precision, just when you want to reach out that extra bit further.
You say that. You say that. I saw online, I was looking for aftermarket parts like attached to my review, which my article review for this thing is up. Someone else sells an extended range front sight.
Wow.
For a 9mm PCC, they sell an extended range front sight. Why? This is metal. This part here is stamped steel. This Picatinny rail is plastic. It is screwed to the metal receiver. Everything on this gun is like that zinc casting or like horrible plastic, like the kind that like Mattel would have. Like this thing's made like someone who only had access to materials and design philosophies from like the 80s. And
I'm
and they
noticing
haven't
another
updated it.
little detail there. In case it didn't shoot bad. Well, yeah, how does it shoot actually?
I had a couple of jams with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Some people report no jams. For some people, it's working just fine. I found a couple things in this gun that are not confidence inspiring for reliability, and that's where your tolerances might stack up, and you might get some jams. Specifically, I got failure to fires. I would load it and then go to pull the trigger, and it was just a dead trigger. I think the trigger reset spring isn't strong enough, and it wasn't pulling the trigger out far enough to fully reset and get it out. Okay. So reliability wasn't perfect, and based on what I've seen from other videos out there, it's not perfect for most people.
Yeah. I was just thinking they put that pick rail right on the front barrel, so in case it wasn't inaccurate as is, you put your bipod and just put it right on your barrel.
I don't know if you catch this in the video, but it's actually bowed. You see that?
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's
okay.
Bowed? They're all like that. They're all like that. They're all
so it's
bowed.
It's a design feature then.
I just moved it. I just moved the plastic. Yeah. It's not attached at the end here. It's just kind of sitting there. That's to give it a little bit of tension, a little bit of seating tension right there. You know, on Enfields, you need like a little bit of up tension from the wood. This is stocking up with the Kel-Tec. Yeah. A little bit of plastic, just pushing.
Oh, so designed after the Enfield. Okay.
Using that. It comes with the most bizarre trigger lock I've ever seen.
Let you look at that.
What is going? Okay, so if you really want to go cheap, you get those like little claspy guys that use the two little ticks on it to kind of screw in. This is like that, but more expensive and way more complicated. It fits together kind of like this. It's so hard to do this on the actual gun, so I'm just going to do it for you guys like this. But it's like for the audio listeners, imagine like two doohickeys with a little plastic bit in between. You like put them together, they kind of cam together, and then you have to use a special tool to push on a spring and turn it at the same time, and then they lock together. And if you want to, you can thread another lock through here.
Oh, you can lock the lock.
You can lock the lock
Wow.
with a cable lock or something else. Let's see if I can blindly
Isn't
reach
that
around
something?
yeah, so you could stick like a cable lock through your lock, and they show this like as it on the diagram in their user manual. It's like something they endorse.
Wow. That makes it all worth it, doesn't it?
The bolt is now I don't know how much I can complain about this since we're in Canada, but the charging handle is literally just a bolt.
Well, at least they send you a wrench for it.
Yeah, they send you a wrench, and
Wow, spare no expense.
it seems more like better design than say like the WK bolt, which seems to snap all the time. This one seems like heavier duty kind of a thing. And the you can get other charging handles for them because that's literally just like a chunk of knurled steel that like fits on this thing. I think they missed the mark a little bit on some of this gun design. This would be a really interesting gun. Okay, imagine it didn't have some of the really stupid design decisions on this thing. Imagine you had, let's turn the price up a little bit. Let's say it's like $400 because I paid less than that when you consider the red dot I got with this. Let's say it was $400.
$400.
Plain
yeah.
though, plain. Take off this. Don't even sell it with a sling. Make it use double stack mags, please. And if you can't figure that out, maybe like 9mm single stack mags or something like that. Something that's out there in the world. They sell not High Point, but some of the other places sell like aluminum pick rail. Imagine an aluminum pick rail on the top there, and maybe the sights, maybe not. I don't know. I don't really care. I would buy that if it was just better. If it was stripped down and more reliable. There's a couple things on the inside. It takes me a minute to take it down, so I'm not going to show you guys right now. But like the spring is not guided very well, the recoil spring, and it causes like it sounds horrible. You can hear the spring like binding up on itself. The firing pin has two springs inside of each other, but no guide rod or nothing. They're just there like free balling it, and that's on the firing pin. Is these two like
okay?
Yeah. Like what? Okay, but why? Why did you do that? That's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like this cheek piece looks like it's removable. They sell a stick-on like cheek pad, like a fabric thing that you can like stick on there, but it's not like replaceable.
Here's an actual honest question for like gun designers. Like back to the double spring. Like I can understand like on a recoil spring or something. Yeah, you want maybe a variable action.
Like on a Glock, right?
Yes.
The new Glock Gen 4s, yeah.
Yeah. But why on a firing pin? Or Remington likes to do it with their shell catches. I
think your real question is, who do you think you are?
Well, this is true. I'm not an engineer, so there's got to be some reason.
No. It's a valid question. It's a valid question. So I think for these guys, this is definitely who do you think you are? And there's some stuff on it that like there's a little like dimple thing on the bottom of the trigger guard here. It's not doing anything. I have no idea what this is doing. It's not covering anything. It's just sitting there. It's like a circlip. Okay, you can remove the circlip. Maybe they sell like an accessory that goes there. They sell a bunch of accessories and parts for this thing, and the replacement parts are actually really reasonably priced. You can get like this metal receiver cover here, $15.
Nice.
It's so fucking. They sell all their parts for super cheap. So if you ever broke something, A, they have a lifetime warranty, no questions asked. B, they have really inexpensive parts on their website. But God, it's hard to like. It's so hard to like. There's so many things that are just not done even cheaply, just done strangely. And when it did fire, it shot fine. It's a 9mm carbine. Like who cares, right? It's fine. The sights were okay. The trigger sucks, but who cares? And I actually prefer PCCs that do the magazine in the grip, because it's just, I find it easier to locate and ram them in. They're not like forward in a mystery spot, right?
Yeah.
I didn't mind that, like it not having a bolt release. I think that's fine. You grab a new mag, you put your mag in, you hit the bolt and you let it go, and off you go, right? So that part was fine. The disassembly is terrible. It's so stupid. It's so mind-numbingly stupid. This piece of plastic here, you gotta like get a flathead underneath there and like pry it up,
okay.
rotate that around, and then you take the upper handguard and you yank it forward, and then that plastic comes off of there. The aforementioned pins. Maybe I will take it down on air. I've done it a couple of times.
Why not?
So I can get to it pretty quickly. This one plate here is a bit tight. I'm gonna have to get to it from the other side. Just give me 1 second. Get going. Okay, there goes those 2 pins. Now this top bit. No, I need my charging handle off. Charging handle comes off. I'm always finding myself like wanting to go back to the days of the AR. Push a pin, out she comes.
Yeah.
There's the receiver cover. You see, it's got like a little angled metal bit that kind of goes underneath there, and that pulls down. Anyways, this is doing nothing. This is like holding your sights. That's it.
It's a dust cover, yeah.
Maybe it's protecting your face from an ND if this thing goes off. But you see, like this black here, this is all one big cast zinc piece of shit bolt. You need a big bolt on something like this, though, right? Direct blowback 9mm. You need about 1.5 pounds, right? So there's that guy. And then to take this off, oh, I hate this. It's got a clip. You see this metal block on the bottom of the receiver. It's got a little clip, and you have to hammer this stupid thing off just to get it to move.
Wow.
I need something that's better as a hammer. Here we go.
I love the thought, though, that, hey, you know what? Let's build a gun that you need a hammer to disassemble.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, yeah, everyone likes beating on stuff anyway, so why not?
Okay, there's that clip. Now I can pull the barrel away from this whole thing, and I can pull. There's the lower. It's got the magazine release, the mag well, all that kind of stuff. Kick it off to the side, and then there's my upper. Mm-hmm. This is like a little barrel standoff here, and I'm probably going to stop there. There's another plate here you got to pull out if you want to pull this bolt off of the whole bolt assembly off. It's not designed how I would design it. And I'd imagine they just don't want to change because they've been making these things for like 20 years, 30 years. I'd imagine they just don't want to change their casting or their molds for the plastic and that kind of thing. Therefore, they're just never going to update it and just keep cranking them out like they've always made them. Can't say I'd recommend it, especially for Canadians. There is no easy way of making that magwell fit anything else. You could potentially carefully Dremel it out and get a 1911 9mm mag in there. That gets you up to 10. But what a pain. What a pain. I don't think the mags are like $49 too. In the US they're 20 US. In Canada they're like $46 to $49.
Wow.
For a 5
round magazine.
Ouch.
5 rounds. Restricted.
Oh, even engraved on it.
It's even engraved on it. They sell them like that. Like they sell these like these versions to go to Canada. They have a 16-inch barrel version, and they've got the 19-inch barrel version for us suckers in Canada.
Lucky us.
How the hell? What the hell? I haven't looked at the magazine before. I'm just looking at the floor plate. It doesn't slide back and forth like every other magazine known to man. It's got something else.
Oh no! I think I just saw
2 tabs on the inside there that you gotta get to get this thing off. Oh my god!
Well, come on, that little tool it sent has to have the tool to do that.
This thing is not actually useful for very much, and no, it does not work. Maybe you can like pick at it or something like that. Maybe I can like get these
Pick
out
at
of
the
way.
bags.
Come on. It's probably in the manual. Their manual is actually like pretty decent. It goes through like how to do everything, and you need the manual because this gun is not like nothing you've ever seen before.
It rewrote the book.
yeah, definitely did. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look this up because I've never seen a magazine floor plate retention mechanism like this before.
So there's been a few comments here, and Mark and Sean, and I'm actually kind of thinking, is there like some like behind the scenes competition that everyone's tired of Kel-Tec having the most ridiculous stuff? So then you got Smith and Wesson trying to copy them, make something, and then High Point's like, well, everyone already hates us, so I'm pretty sure we can win.
I think this is like old though. I think they've had this for forever.
Yeah, it's been around. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think like High Point's the original. Hold my beer.
Yeah.
Watch me design a gun, and not change it. Not be like, oh, Kel-Tec. I like their little pins there with the little spring built in. I'm going to use those. No, I'm going to use fucking plates on a rivet that got to like slide over the end of the pin and retain it. Like, what the hell?
If you're champion, why would you change?
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah, some weird stuff. Very, very weird stuff on this gun. Aftermarket, even weirder. So you can get like the rail that'll go on right here. You can get a rail that will connect to that little like holder for the front barrel there. Yeah, it like replaces this thing, so you've got like another point of rigidity, and I guess something that's actually attached to the receiver. Because keep in mind, your sight's on something that just has two pins in it, and that's all that's locating it and keeping it accurate between cleanings. They sell High Point themselves sell like all sorts of like Chinese garbage you can put on it. Vertical grips, folding vertical grips, red dots, scopes. You can get a Barska 4X scope on there if you want. They have extra like magazine holders, and they go on the rear of the buttstock. They kind of clip on the side here, and they go like align with the buttstock, which is an odd place to put them, but you'll need them because they're only 10 rounds. Even in the US, only 10 rounds. They've got like extendo mags. Their extendo mags are again like a crackhead would design. They're like two 10-round magazines stuck together with the joiner in the middle. It literally is two 10-round magazines that are stuck together. So yeah, crackhead science going on at High Point for their magazines. Trying to think if M-Carbo makes a spring kit for it if you want to improve the trigger feel. That sounds like lipstick on a pig in the worst way. But they have all sorts. There's a bullpup stock you can get for it. ATI sells a stock for it. I think it's because it's been around for so long and it's cheap, so people buy it and they want to like bling it out, bling out their garbage. You can get an end plate adapter and run an AR stock on it. To do that involves cutting this back off and putting the plate on there.
Oh
so
boy.
you can run a tube.
Oh boy.
Woo! Yeah, they got some spicy aftermarket for these things. So if I haven't made it apparent enough, I wouldn't recommend buying one of these.
No?
No, that's not recommended.
I like Dave's.
Even if they run, because the problem is that the design is so bad that if yours runs now, I don't think it would run forever. You're going to need to. They sell an extended recoil spring guide rod made of steel. If you wanted to buy, if yours is running great, I would get one of those so that your spring's not going to bind up. Get some replacement recoil springs because you will eventually wear out of those. And I don't know. There's a lot going on. I don't think anyone who is looking at this like as one of their first rifles should get it. Maybe if you already have like a pile of other guns and you just want a cheap, shitty 9mm to take to the range and maybe shoot. Maybe it'll shoot, maybe not. but it doesn't matter, right?
I'm with Dave on this. Adriel Michaud challenge. Race this thing out. Everything possible.
So maybe. In order to get it to run the 10 round, I would need it to get it to run the 10 round mags to for it to be reasonable at racing out. So I need to make myself some space there, which I mean, it's just aluminum casting, so I could do that. I need to make sure that the magazine release, I believe the magazine release is in the same spot as the 9mm magazine, but a 9mm 1911 magazine is just a little bit wider and quite a bit like longer. They actually have a little block at the back of them because they're made for 45. So I need to do that. I would need to Dremel out this plastic here, but that looks fairly easy to do because it's mostly just like guide ribs in here that you'd be shaving down to get that 9mm. Oh, I've got one right here. To get the 1911 9mm mags in there. They're close. They're so close, but yeah, a little bit wider, just a touch wider, not even a lot. I would need about a 1/2 inch on the front, or on the back rather. I assume that that front needs to get onto that feed ramp. I can't imagine the bolt hold open would. Maybe it looks like it's in almost the right spot. It's got the same cutout. It's quite a bit higher though. Maybe that would work. And then in terms of other things that you would need to do to it, you should put a red dot on it, I guess.
Well, it comes with a red dot, so doesn't it?
Yeah. So I would pull this rear sight off here and put a dot on it. I think that's all I would need to do. I don't actually care about the trigger. Like I could deal with the trigger.
Oh no, you're racing it out, so all the accessories.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that would be so expensive.
You just said all that all the parts were cheap.
Not the aftermarket. The parts are cheap from High Point. If you want to buy High Point parts, they're cheap. And you can get them straight from the US. I don't know if I could get them in here in Canada for that reasonably priced. I wonder if I can pull this stupid pick rail off. Doesn't look like it. I must be able to. Oh, look at that. It just comes out.
It's plastic, so you could just cut it off, but
Yeah. Well, that stupidity is off now. That's something to look forward to. Okay, well, if you guys say so, I will get at this thing with a Dremel. Yep. And we'll make it take those 10 round mags, because that's the biggest barrier. There's no way in hell I'm spending $49 for 5 round mags, because it'll take so long to run a stage with 5 round mags, and it's going to cost me a fortune. So if I can get it to run with these, I don't have to adjust that. Okay. I will report back later. The angle looks correct. Yeah, the angle looks correct. I can't modify the mags, right? I got to modify the gun itself. That front of the magazine is pretty bare, and on this one, it's not. Could modify that. We'll see. I would really hate to like Dremel out that mag well just to find like some, like, this seems like one of those things where you're blocked by one thing, you unblock that, and you run into another and another and another, and eventually you find out like, oh fuck, this crazy corner here, and now I need to cut into the bolt or something like that just to get that part to clear. So I don't know. Maybe if I can get the bolt right out and take a look. Nah, it's got too much other stuff. This is too complicated. I'm into this too far now. We'll see. We'll see. If you want to see some like gory photos, head on over to my website, huntgearguy.com. I've got some bunch of high res photos of it. In non-High Point news, did a maple seed at Chaz. Oh, dog's coming in here. Did a maple seed at Chaz. Went well. It was not as hot as it was supposed to be, so that was really nice. And a bunch of people got riflemen, and a bunch of people improved. Like a lot of people improved. I don't think I've been at a maple seed before where Like people didn't shoot it hot in the morning for the Mad Minute, and then the afternoon, absolutely everyone crushed the 100, and most people got the 200. So it was like everyone upped their game like considerably from the morning, which was really nice.
Must have been
Awesome.
great instructor then.
Every time, if they improve, it's the instructors. If they do worse, they haven't been taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
Something else.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it went well. I went to Tundra Supply. I played with the BCL Siberian and a Rough Rider Carbine. The BCL Siberian has some interesting touches on it. I'm gonna wait until Gen 2. That looks like a rifle to kind of watch, but yeah, very interesting. I really like the lines of it. The Rough Rider Carbine, that's the Ruger Wrangler, but the long nose edition with the stock. Like, where do you put your left hand? Well, you just hold it back here because it's a revolver carbine and it'll spit lead and all sorts of crap at you, right? Yeah, it was good. Anyways, that's been my week. What about you, Mo?
Well, I didn't do anything as exciting as buy a High Point. I went to my first match in the U.S. It was PRS Rimfire in Fairfax, Vermont. We went with a group of guys. We left Saturday morning at 5 a.m. because the plan was to just do it. It was a couple-hour drive there and back, and it was a great experience. It turned out to be a nice day, and the stages were creative because they were a lot of the shooting areas and the props were like kind of in the woods, and sometimes we were shooting at targets in an open field, and sometimes we are actually shooting through the woods. So that was the first time I did that, and there was like different elevations and stuff. And what else about it? We had a great time. The match director Scott was very welcoming. There was quite a few. Like it wasn't a big turnout. It was like 24 shooters, and in our crew there was four of us, and there were another four or five Canadians. So I think half of us were from the Canadian side. So because it's pretty close. It's a pretty close match considering. We crossed the border at a small crossing, and like we were the only car there at the time. I think the guys were inside having breakfast to come out, and so yeah, so it was my first time experiencing like them checking obviously the paperwork and the serial numbers, and they took everything out. So it didn't actually end up taking that long, and then they were super friendly, and then we were on our way, and then coming back was like really quick. They didn't even ask us too many questions. And it was a good experience. I did awful, but learning a little bit every time, and looking forward to more matches. I have another one this weekend in Catskill, New York. So we're crossing the border again.
This is just your second match, though, right? Third?
No, fourth now.
Fourth? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not making, as of right now, I'm not making progress. And it's the two things. It's getting into position comfortably, the low stuff, and then finding the targets. So I'm struggling with both of those. So I got to work on it. I know some things I can do. So I went with a friend actually yesterday, the day before. I'm losing track of the days, and we did some practice and stuff. So that was good. I was shooting at 12 magnification. I'm going to go down to 10 and like sacrifice a little bit of the magnification just to have a, bigger field of view.
Yeah.
And so and I'm fine with that. I'd rather see more, I guess, than less. And then for the low stuff, I've kind of been working in my basement on some things to kind of get me steady, because I'm just flopping around like a fish out of water, like in the low positions. So, I mean, if it's off a bipod, it's fine. It's when it's like, just like, your bag on a low area, right? Because we had a stage with some low place, different height tires and stuff. And then there was another one that was off of a rock. It was really cool the way they did it. And another thing is I ended up buying a backpack because I didn't have a shooting backpack, and I specifically ordered one after this match because for the other matches I was taking a cart with me everywhere, and it was easy to just pull the cart and have all my bags in the cart and everything was there. And then for this match, we had to actually cross this area, this little makeshift bridge, and so we couldn't take the cart. So I was like lugging everything, and it was just a mess of stuff, and it was just too much. And but we're definitely going to go back there. And the guy was saying too, the match director was saying that they're gonna actually keep improving it and stuff. They were going to bring in a hollowed out helicopter and a car at some point, so they're going to be using those
Nice.
as yeah. I thought that was pretty cool, using those as like obviously shooting props and stuff. So yeah, it was great. And then I signed up for a NIPSC match in Quebec. That's going to be this Saturday. So this weekend's going to be a full weekend of shooting, because on Saturday morning I'm going to the IPSC match. I'm coming back, putting the pistol in the safe, and then a group of us are driving to Catskill, New York, Saturday afternoon, evening, and then the match will be there on the Sunday. So and then we'll come back Sunday night. It's about 4-ish hours away from where we are. So
Okay, that's not bad.
no, it's not bad. No, for you Alberta guys, it's not bad, right? So I think that was it for me. Like yeah, I'm just looking forward to the weekend. It should be a lot of fun to do both and stuff. So how about you, Kyle?
Oh, well, I wasn't on last week, and that's because I was back in Canada. Some stuff got shifted around at work with clients I was working for and schedule. So work asked me if I could move the family down a few weeks early. Figured out a way, and so yeah, took off, went home, packed up everything, and sold a pile of stuff actually. And yeah, bunch of ammo because I hadn't bothered to put any ammo on my Form 6. Pretty much all my Canadian mags, and ended up actually selling my reloading gear. So I didn't have room in the trailer, and because the biggest trailer for U-Haul is like a 12-foot enclosed trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't want to, but also with the ammo prices like that 9mm I just bought, looking at it, it just wasn't worth it to reload at this point in time until reloading stuff drops in price. So figured got better use up there and saved me space. What else while I was up there? Oh yeah, that sad moment because based on timing and everything, I ended up going and surrendering my AR lower.
Oh.
So yeah. So yeah, it actually was a pretty, as crappy as the situation is, it actually went pretty good. Went to called the RCMP detachment, went down there, and even the officer who came out to the truck to grab it, we walk outside and he looked at me and he's like, okay, I gotta ask, like, why are you getting rid of this? And just told him moving to the States, can't bring it with, and try saying, well, they're gonna do the buyback eventually. I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for that. So I'm just fortunate it was just one receiver, and I mean, really, in all reality, they're gonna, even if it was an Armalite, you're gonna give what, $100 for a lower receiver.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? But if you'll either be like, okay, who cares, or God damn it.
yeah, treat it like a whole gun. Yeah. But no, actually, the officer was really cool to talk to and whatnot. And yeah, so we got the family down here and trying to get settled in, and it's real fun trying to fit everything into this small apartment. I did grab my Death Star. I did bring that down and a few targets. So I was thinking of selling that, but the club down here really wanted it, and yeah, so I kept that. But while I was away, my shipment from Brownells came in. I had ordered a couple dovetail punches, and so came with 2 different sizes. This one was actually a little bit too big for the STI, but I was able to make it work. And then they sent like this one, which is just absolutely massive, which trying to think of a dovetail that's that big, but I'm sure they're out there. But yeah, it definitely wasn't made for a 2011, but it still worked. I popped the front sight off my STI, and I ended up hammering punching the dovetail and making it tighter, and then reinstalled the sight block. The sight block, and it seems to be really solid now, and also replaced the fiber optic. So we'll see this weekend how good that's going to last. And then along with the shipment, I had ordered, they had a 3-pack of PMag 21 Glock 9 mags. So those came, 3 21 round PMags for the Glock. And just because Adriel mentioned the price on the High Point mags, those were $52 for all 3. So.
Ooh.
Yeah. But so I have a USPSA match here in Carlsbad this coming weekend, and Crystal's down here, so she's probably going to shoot it as well. I'll stay in limited, shoot the STI, and Crystal will probably shoot the Zev and carry optics and try out the brand new mags. So.
Very nice.
And we got a range club meeting tomorrow night to go over the match and the stages and make sure everything's all in order. And other than that, we're fully down here now and just start getting everything organized.
Very cool. Okay, good stuff. We'll get into upcoming events. I saw some new Maple Seed dates got released earlier today. That's correct, right?
He sure did. Yep.
Yeah. And if you want to check it out, you can do so through mapleseedrifleman.com/events. And there's dates all across Canada for you to sign up. You can find a 3-gun match at 3gun.ca. And I'll keep mentioning that the EOC Summer Blast IPSC Level 3 match, there is still a couple spots left for Thursday. That's going to be on July 27th, and you can register on Practice Score. And for the news, I don't think we had any major stories, but it seems like C21 is being fast-tracked through the process as the days pass.
It's going through.
Yeah, I mean, none of us are surprised by that, right? So
no,
it's only a matter of time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing High Point repairs, Adriel?
I am putting it back together.
That is precision gunsmithing.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that precision hammering. Wow, just wow. We'll get into new gun stuff brought to you by Bullseye North. Need a new boomstick? Bullseye North is Canada's shooting superstore and a proud supporter of the CCFR with a wide selection of guns and top trending gear for any shooter. Free shipping over $200. Some exclusions apply, like ammo. Subscribe to their weekly newsletter to get first access to the hottest deals. Oh, you bastard. Do they sell any high points that we need to know about?
Who, Bullseye?
Yeah.
Bullseye has the M Carbo spring kit for the High Point.
There you go.
That's going to be their item for today. I don't know if you should get it or not, but maybe. This pick rail is there's like little dimples on there where it screws into the rear sight block. So you can't use the whole top as a rail because it's not actually all pick rail, but you can use enough of it to put on something interesting.
Well, there you go, long range.
How's that for long range? Eh? Oh, the eye release, perfect. Oh, that's not perfect. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, it's not perfect.
Would you consider that an assault style weapon?
Sniper now, actually. Yeah. No longer assault style. Now it's sniper style. So I think what I'll do is I'd like to run this scope on it just to get some groups at 50. You can't blame the scope. A $1,600 scope these days, and 24 magnification should be enough. And once I'm done with that, I will stick a red dot on it because I think that's the appropriate thing to do.
No,
This
no,
rear
no.
this rear sight is very cheap, like metal and plastic, but I really don't mind it. I really don't mind how it's built. I do mind how it's screwed into plastic, but I don't mind it itself.
No, you know what you do? You keep the scope on there, and you do the 45-degree red dot.
Oh,
That's true race gun style.
Yeah, that's badass.
I could. I got a red dot sitting right over here, and I got the one that it came with, I guess. But
really, so many possibilities with that fine firearm.
Endless possibilities.
Well, you take your vertical grip, if you can, mount it on the side, so it's a horizontal grip off the side.
I don't know if I could put it on the side, but it's just plastic, so I can drill it and tap it.
Sure.
Or just wood screws into it.
Sure.
Oh,
right there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, I think.
Absolutely.
But, yeah. Not a very good cheek weld. That's okay, though.
You have to maple seed it up.
Yep. Well, I was threatening Kelly last week, and I did shoot it after the maple seed, but the irons were so far out that I couldn't. I was aiming for the center of the 5 squares target, and I was hitting off the paper in the top left. A decent group, like a decent, like a 2-inch group, let's say, at 25 yards, with just irons, which is like okay-ish. Maybe I'll do better with the scope. We'll see if it's maple seed material. I wouldn't mind trying.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. Do that. Mike's just horrified at my putting of.
Yeah.
So for the audio listeners, I just stuck a 6-24 Citron S3 on that high point, so that I can sight it in, and I really want to see what kind of accuracy potential it's got.
Oh, it's got potential.
That'll tell me. Yep.
Yeah.
Where are we at? What are we doing?
New gun stuff.
Oh, I guess
it can't all be about the high point tonight. We just it can't.
I'm trying.
This
so
is
hard.
the high point episode.
Yeah. I'm trying so hard to just make it about the hype. Okay, let's share my screen here, and no, not that one. This one. Marstar is taking pre-orders on the Hera H6. This is that crazy rifle that's got a folding stock that takes the mags out the side.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's so spacey. I love it so much. Like that's a weird looking
I do actually kind of like that. I don't know why, but I like it.
It's kind of expensive, $1,600. 5-round magazine from our own production. Why don't you make more?
Yeah, it's a bolt action, so
it is a bolt action. It's too bad it takes AR style mags and not something incompatible, because that would be so super. It's so trim, like around the receiver and that kind of thing. Looks cool.
Yeah,
looks cool. So. Lee's got a new primer. They call it the Auto Bench Prime. Actually, Tony found this. What do you call it? The slap chop. The slap chop of priming.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You put your round in there and you slap it. Slap chop. Primed. Next one.
Could that be like a wax on, wax off, or not the wax on, wax off? It was the painting the fence. Downstroke and then upstroke to get the cartridge out of there.
Yep. Paint the fence. Up and down. Up and down. Paint the fence. Such a good series, that one that came out. You guys seen this?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Tactical Imports is bringing in a single shot Turkish shotgun with an Alofs reloading system in it. So you break it open, it rotates over, puts a shell in the barrel, and you close it back up, and it's loaded. So you boop boop, you just break the gun back and forth, and it's loaded again. Magic.
Cool. Space
magic. I love that they brought back a completely outdated loading mechanism just to stick on a cheap shotgun. It's not that expensive. I think the stainless one costs a little bit more, but the other one's $3.99.
High point money.
Loves. Yeah, $3.99 for something that's like such a weird loading system, I think that's kind of interesting. It folds. It's got the loading system on there.
Now, how far do you have to break it open for it to reload?
Not that far, I believe. Not that
That
far.
would be fun to try.
It
Yeah.
would.
Why not?
The synthetic black is $3.99. Woodstock black is $3.99. Oh, plus $79. Woodstock satin nickel is plus $99.
Whoa.
Satin nickel 13-inch barrel plus $99. Oh,
Whoa.
13-inch barrel or 20-inch barrel. I think the 13 is what you got to go for, right? That's this guy right here. That is a weird looking gun.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of, Tactical Imports has the FMP 12 gauge with a 30-round drum. This is a pump action shotgun. It's got a 30-round drum, and yeah, I wonder if these drums. Oh, that looks like the other one. I wonder if these work in the bullpups. I have someone to ask. I have a gamer friend who shoots open in 3-gun that would like to know probably if there's a 30-rounder that's reliable that they can use.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I hadn't quite finished. I was just going to see if there's anything else that was interesting on the old CGN. This is typically what I do just before the show is pull this up. Oh, there was that one. Yeah. Lockhart Tactical, True North Arms is selling this. It's a 5.56. It's a Lockhart Tactical Raven 5.56 builder kit. So it's just the upper lower bolt. You supply your AR stuff and make yourself an AR. Oh, they're sold out.
Darn.
But they're not cheap. They're $1,500 just for the builder's kit. But it makes a better AR. Like you can use your gas tube, you can use your barrel, like all that stuff. All of it you can use. Oh, there it is. There's a picture. Yeah. Proprietary bolt, proprietary upper and lower, and bolt stop looks proprietary as well. Comes with a charging. Oh, yeah, they have a weird charging handle too.
Builder kit. Very neat.
Yeah. Yep. Yep,
Okay.
exactly. So those are new on market. They had the guns that Mike says, how many 20-inch AR barrels are there in Canada? 0. Yeah, I have a couple AR barrels. No 18 plus. They're all 16, 14 and a half, 12-inch. Yeah, lots of that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if any of these other things. The Spectre Ballistics released a 22 LR rifle, and they're getting some good groups out of them. That's at 50 meters. Looks like 0.75 MOA is what they're reporting on. That's a realistic number to get from a good semi-auto. 0.75 MOA. 1 MOA at 50 is half an inch. And to do that consistently on 5 groups would be very accurate. So that's looking good. Yeah, this is they're making a rifle that's got their receiver, not their barrel, the receiver, the stock, like the action, and I believe the bolt is theirs. The bolt barrel is not. They're pricey, but it looks like they're getting decent accuracy out of them.
Very nice.
Someone just asking if they're getting it in. I don't know if any of this other stuff looks that fancy. Oh, on the line, Maple Seed. I saw TM22s out, and I saw TM22s out at my last Maple Seed as well. So the TM22s, one of them, like my one from 2 weeks ago, reliability wasn't that great, and my one from this last weekend here, reliability on it was fine, and the guy actually patched a Rifleman with it.
Nice.
Yeah, so they got enough like practical accuracy that's capable of it. Yeah, interesting. I just wanted to report that because there's a ton of them out there. They look kind of cool, and some people really like them. Alaska's going to have some Remington MCS clones available. They're going to make 20 ready-to-go shotguns in about 2 to 3 weeks from now. So cool. If you want a Remington MCS clone, take a look at that. That's about all I got.
Okay, good stuff. And we don't have a main topic this tonight because we want to dedicate it to the high point. So be it.
Should I put a brake on there? It's got a threaded muzzle.
Of course you should.
What kind of brake? Oh boy, look at this. Boop, 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 boop. The front sight's moving.
Good stuff.
Yeah, maybe I'll find something.
The biggest brake you can find.
Homemade brake.
There you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big block of aluminum, cross drill a whole bunch and thread it to go on there.
Bubba special.
If the brake is aluminum, I can just self tap it onto the barrel if I push hard enough.
Of course.
Cut its own threads.
Yeah.
We have no letters tonight. Oh, that's disappointing.
Did we look?
Oh,
I did look. There was one picture that was sent.
James says, too good not to share. That's a picture. It's how would you just okay, for the audio listeners, we need a description of this. How would you describe that? This is
whoa.
He's got like 4 baller mags, and they drew a picture of him with a giant phallus. Must be one hell of a gun. From TNA.
Love
That's
it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thanks for sending that in, James.
Any comments from the YouTubes?
We do have a couple.
Okay.
We got Ed Smith on episode 505 saying random French Dave sounds like a real player when he does his player laugh. And then he commented on episode 506 saying, what? No Maple Seed events on the West Coast?
Yeah, I thought I released. I released one in Kamloops today.
Oh, okay, so that comment was from 2 days ago. So,
wow, there you go. I opened one just for you.
All right.
No,
Love.
Darren did. Yeah, right now, I mean, we got every province, I think, Ontario, Saskatchewan, BC. Let me just share for just one quick second here. Window, that a one. Yeah, Arrowhead is out as well. So that one's done. Beachburg, Ontario, ESA, I think that's East Elgin in Ontario's open. Mm-hmm. Valley Trails, Saskatoon Wildlife Federation, 100 Mile House in Lone Butte in BC. We don't get out there very often. That's like out in the middle of nowhere. So Maple Seed coming out there. New Brunswick at the Kent Co. Gun Club in Bouctouche. Winnipeg, Revolver and Pistol, Sherwood Park, Blue Mountains, Ontario, Sherwood Park again. Broken River, White Court is ladies only one through the club. Kananaskis, both those days sold out in like no time. South Granville, yeah, we're all over. New Brunswick, we got PEI, we got every province on there.
Good stuff. Okay. We also have a Discord server, so check us out there. If you go to our website, slamfireradio.com, you'll find a Cabela's link. If you use the link to make a purchase, it'll help out the show, and we'll read all the purchases once a month to see what's going on out there. Mm-hmm. If you'd like to support the show, you can through Patreon and Player. And if you'd like to email the show, we'd always love to get your letters and read them live at slamfireradio@gmail.com. And shout-outs, Adriel?
Oh, just all the other instructors that helped at that Chaz event. I had a ton of help, and it makes it so easy for those events when you have that much help. Like, we gave people the platinum level treatment where like we're at people, like giving them advice like all the time. And I think that's, I love when we're able to do that.
Good stuff.
Cool.
Cal?
Yeah, huge shout out to Pete and Mark for all the help in, well, helping us pack up the house. Also my sister and Scott, because we couldn't have done it without all their help. There was just way too much crap there to deal with and then try and load up and get back down here. So huge shout out to them.
Okay.
Are they sitting on any reloading equipment or anything that still needs selling?
No, one person bought the whole bench.
Oh,
and everything.
I am jealous of that one person.
Yeah,
Those are the deals you live for. I'm moving to the US. I can't take it.
Yeah.
Will you take this off my hands? Oh, Oh,
Yeah, I did keep a couple sets of dies. 400 Carbine dies because, well, good luck finding those again. And yeah, but
cool.
yeah.
And mine is to the guys that I traveled with and shot with at the match, Gabriel, Will, and Greg, because they helped keep my spirits up because I was not having a great time at certain points of it. So I'll leave it at that. And check us out on Gunners of Canada. Join our Discord server. Like us on Facebook. Watch us on YouTube and Player. Join the CCFR, which is very important. And see you all next week.
Later,
See you
everyone.
next week.
Good night, everyone.